Okay, the feminine. Suzanne will share the feminine.
Well, the feminine is everything else. The feminine is everything that you can see, taste, touch, smell. It is all movement. It moves and grooves and flies and swims and plays and enjoys, and it's absolute everything that is all the possibilities is the feminine. And the feminine is all about relationships and relating, connection. It's that feeling of just wanting to give and receive love. Love, that feeling of that there's no separation between me and everything else all the time. So that moment where you're like, that drawback, that tightness inside of you, it's nothing that it's external. It's that giving and that receiving of love has not been consummated. And it's that tension of the feeling of separation is the most pain to the feminine, and men or women. It's that yearning for the love to be fully given and received. And that shows up, love, giving and receiving shows up as light. That's what love looks like, is light. So when a woman or a man or anything is beautiful, radiant, alive, it's what love looks like. And that's why we're so attracted to it. The feminine in all of us is attracted to something that is that light, that love. You want it. And when you feel like you want this love and you're not feeling this love in your life, you ever felt like you want love in your life? Like, oh, I so want it.
More love, deeper love.
More love, deeper love. It's like the freedom that you want. You want that freedom. And you're not rested in that love that you are naturally. And when you see someone that is beautiful, radiant and alive, what they are is they have that beauty secret, and that means that they're rested in love. And all they want is to just offer it for the sake of offering. Because they're so filled with it. They're so rested in it, and they're so filled in it that all they want to do is offer it. And they look radiant because that's what love looks like. It's bright. It's alive.
So a person who is nourished and is cultivated and is free and flowing in their feminine gives off a natural radiance. It's the look of love. It's the look of love. It's that beautiful moment when you see people in love. There's a natural glow to them. When you feel a person who's naturally free in their masculine, right? They're present. There's this joy. They're there. They're not distracted. They're right there. You could feel this freedom. They're present. There's something in them that's like a rock. You don't know what it is, but it's something in them that's steady. And that steadiness is eternity. It's freedom.
And when you are around someone who is deeply in their feminine, it's like a blessing. You desire it. You want to go to Hawaii, or you want to see a beautiful mountain or an ocean. It's when you get there, there's this feeling of, yes. You're rejuvenated. You feel relaxed. You feel, there's this energy that's taken over you just by being in their presence.
When you're in the second and third stage. When you're in the first stage, you'll want to crucify them. You'll want to knock them down and crucify them. This is what happens. It's the same as someone who's free. Someone who's expressing freedom, they have a particular type of influence over you. Their energy is flowing down like water flows. It flows to you. You're moved by their radiance. You're moved by their freedom. After a while, you're on that with them. And if you stay connected to them, what will happen is, if you're not conscious of this, you will actually, after a while, be so moved by their influence on you, you will start looking and you'll start to go, there's flaws in them. There is flaws in everyone, right? Everyone's got their own imperfections, but you'll harp on it. You'll make those bigger in your own mind and maybe in your gossip with others. Who knows what I'm talking about? This is what happens. And then the force of their influence becomes so strong that you will crucify them. This is what happens to the great figures in the world. Their force of love and freedom becomes crucified. People don't like that.
It's the same with the earth. The earth is radiant naturally, but after time it's just, what do we do? What do we do to it when we're not alive, when we're not in the second or third stage?
So now, what we're going to work with is the very first step, fundamental. And I don't even consider this a fundamental. I consider this the essence. And the essence is cultivating love and freedom with your beloved, beloveds, beloved, and expanding that and then holding to that as you sense your micro fluctuations of closure from that depth and openness. A lot of us have identified more open. Maybe you were young at one time. You're open, let's say, I remember me and a bunch of teenagers, there were these guys, there was this one girl who just got braces on, and she came to class and we made fun of her. More of my other buddies, and as a boy I thought, okay, well, if I don't say something, they're gonna think I'm not cool, you know what I mean? So I went, like real. But the other guys, and her radiance got crushed in that moment. So she started showing openness, right? Hey, she felt good about it. She felt like this. Maybe her friend said something, and then she got slammed by this ridicule. So now she has this imprint that I open in who I am means pain. Who has those implants in them? Imprints. We all do. And that's why we play small. Sometimes you just gotta stab it. Open. So we're gonna do a process, we're gonna do a practice, and the practice is this. You're gonna learn the fundamental, I won't even call it fundamental, the foundation of Tantra, which is connection, heart connection, love connection, unity consciousness. We're not going to go there as the last step. We're going to start with that as the first step. You understand? Usually it's considered the highest thing. We start with that here. Because that's the thread of unity consciousness that you want to maintain, and then bring on sexual energy, sensual energy, provocative energy, light, dark energies, and go wild. But if the wildness and the eroticness and the sexual energies that arise are not there without the heart, then it's a fuck for all, free for all, which is fine. But it doesn't touch, it doesn't fulfill the depth of what our souls really yearn for. Now, when we're doing this, we're going to first start with different partners. Those of you who have others, you've got your own partner here. And the reason we start with other partners, and I partner you up, Suzanne and I, with other partners, is so that you can get different reflections from different people. There's things that other men and women could tell Suzanne that if I told her, she would get reactive because I'm her husband. You understand? Yeah. Vice versa. There's things, if she said, hey, I want you to turn your head this way, but your tongue this, I'm like, don't tell me what to do. But if I had a few of you other ladies or men say, okay, for your presence to be magnified, do this a little, make this a little adjustment, then I could receive it, and when I go back to my partner, it's like fire. How many are willing to dive in deep here?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right, everyone let's stand up.